Hey, it's Marvin McKenzie. Let me give you just a few observations I've had from the 2015 Puyallup Fair so far. Now, number one, I consider myself just a little bit of an expert when it comes to fair and rodeo type situations. I grew up in a rodeo cowboy's home. My father was a professional rodeo cowboy. I started rodeoing when I was 8 years old, and so from the time of 8 years old until now, I've gone to fairgrounds. In fact, from 8 till 21, I went to a fair almost every weekend, every summer. It was just the way it was for my family. We were at the fairs, and Dad was rodeoing. We'd be around the rodeo grounds, but we'd also be in that fair part from time to time, on a regular basis. And I have some definite favorite things when it comes to fair. I love going to the booths and to see the vendors. I love seeing what's going on in the vendor stations, and always have. Of course, I love seeing the animals because I'm an animal kind of a person. I love seeing the animals. So my observation of the Puyallup Fair this year, and I've gone every single year since I've lived in Puyallup, and this year I've been twice. So far I've been twice. And I'll go at least another two times, I think, before the year is over. And my wife and I always get a season pass. But that's even an interesting thing. Every year it seems like the fair comes up with a different way to get the pass. And, this year, one year it was at Costco, one year it was at Walgreens. This year was online. But some of the things that I've seen. Number one, Monday, it was September 14th. That was our first day at the fair. We went about 6 o'clock, got there about 6 o'clock in the evening, planned on staying till about 8. It was cooler than it has been, gray outside. And I think maybe that's why my first impression when we got there, I parked in the parking lot outside the Blue Gate, and my first impression is, wow, there's nobody here. Lots of parking available, and close parking, and so I was, that was the first thing I thought, and got inside. It seemed to me like the crowds were not very big at all. But we still had a good time. Went to the vendors, through some of the vendors. Didn't make it all the way through the vendors, by the way, and did have some fries at the Earthquake Burger stand. Man, those are the best. I think they're the best fair fries there are. Tuesday we went back, got there about 5 o'clock, and we stayed. We stayed until about 7:30, I think it was. Still, there were much lower crowds. I had heard. Tuesday morning, I'd heard that there had been some armed robberies that had happened. I think they happened on Sunday night. I'm not really positive. I can't remember for sure about that. But I did notice a major uptick in police security that night. Police seemed like they were visible everywhere. Tuesday night, they searched bags, which they didn't do the night before, so we didn't notice that. We had pronto pup and corn on the cob for dinner that night. Just wonderful. And just great time. The most interesting vendors. So far we've just gone through the vendors, and in fact haven't even seen all of the vendors inside the Fairplex yet. The most interesting vendor inside the Fairplex, my opinion, is the Pocket Pets. They're selling sugar gliders, and I'm surprised that they're allowed to sell live animals in there like that. I'm not complaining about it, just making an observation. I'm surprised that they're able to do that. I haven't been to any of the barns yet. I'm saving that for my grandkids, and so that'll be happening in the next few days. So just a couple of quick observations. Seems like maybe because it's a little bit cooler outside, I'm not sure, but it seems like the attendance isn't so super great this year. Plenty of room if you'd like to go, and I know you'd have a great time.